The Samsung Galaxy S10 Max was released just a couple of weeks ago at this point. I'm quite late to the game. And this video is literally about my journey of switching from iPhone to Samsung and why I'm probably not going to keep it, because it's absolutely impossible to switch. Let me get rid of all my messages. Okay. So there's a few things I want to talk about the switching process of the iPhone to the Samsung. Again, that's just a feature which is so ridiculously stupid. Why can't it be a single tap, just like on every other phone, or a raise? Right? Okay, that was ironic. It didn't actually come up, but usually when you raise the phone, it turns on, right? But this one, you have to double tap, right? That's just super annoying. Let me get rid of these messages. Let me get rid of these messages. Okay, even though I put it on Do Not Disturb, again, that's the iPhone being really crap. So, I want to tell you, I've said this so many times, I want to tell you why the process of moving from the iPhone to the Samsung is so unbelievably and it's so Now, when this phone first came out, I was blown away. I was like, oh my god, this phone is insane. It's super fast to unlock. Like, everything about it is good. The design, as you can see here, the design was like revolutionary, right? It was just so cool. And everything about it, they had the triple cameras, the pinhole camera thingy, which is this double camera, so I don't really know if they're calling it the pinhole on this one. This is the S10 Plus. But I was basically watching reviews on it. I was watching some of the Samsung keynote, and I was just thinking, here, let me turn the brightness up. I was thinking, why would anyone stick with an iPhone when something like this is out? Something with this much technology, with this powerful, is just mind-blowing how good this phone is. Now, let me explain to you the process of switching and why I found it absolutely impossible and why I think I'm close to giving up. So firstly, in the box, you get this thing. Okay, you get this adapter which you plug in here, and then you put a normal iPhone wire from here into here, and it's called Smart Switch. Okay, it's a really cool feature, and basically the way it works is you plug it in, it will pop up over here, and it will say, how would you like to do this? Would you like to transfer from the iCloud, or would you like to transfer with a wire? So I would always pick transfer with a wire. Well, I tried all of them, to be honest, but I did transfer with a wire, and yeah, you would think, okay, it's that easy. It will transfer the stuff over, done. Slight issue. It takes so long to transfer that the phone will die before the stuff transfers. How ridiculous does that sound? So basically, I was transferring over, I did it twice, and it would get so close. It would get to like 70-80%, but then the phone would die. And once the phone dies, you've got to start the whole transfer again. So I finally, well, that was before it was saying it would do halfway into the transfer and it would say you don't have enough memory, you don't have enough space. So I installed a 256 gigabyte SD card, and I tried again, and then it said the battery's not good. So, all right, fine, the battery is my problem. So I put it up to 100% on the Samsung, 100% on the iPhone, and I tried again, and then it died just before it finished. So I came to the realization that the only way to do it was to basically have it on the wireless charging, because obviously it can't be plugged in charging, it had to be on the wireless charging, so that you could use the wire. This thing was plugged in. Look, this thing here was plugged into the wire, and that way the only way to do it was via wireless charging. Now, not all Android phones have wireless charging. Not all Samsungs have wireless charging. So what happens when the phone doesn't have wireless charging? Is it just impossible to transfer your data over? I found that absolutely ridiculous. Let's unlock this phone. I found it absolutely ridiculous that was happening. Anyway, whatever. Past that, I finally did it, okay? I've now, as you can see, it's very similar. I can scroll down and it's a very similar layout with the apps and everything. And like my mail's there, my Spotify's there, my photos are pretty much the same, right? Everything's pretty much there, Google Chrome, and it's all there, right? Everything is pretty good, okay? However, the one app which is stopping me from moving over is WhatsApp, okay? I don't know what, and this isn't Samsung's fault, okay? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. This is Apple being so selfish with their platform. It's just, oh my gosh. Okay, so just to put some perspective on this story, in this scenario, I've had an iPhone for, I think, 11 years now, 10 years now. I think 10 years I've had an iPhone for, since 2008. I've had an iPhone, 10, 11 years. I don't just have an iPhone, I'm not wearing it, but I have the watch, I have the iPad, the Mac, the MacBook, the AirPods. I've got the entire Apple line, right? So moving over to the Samsung was a really big deal, okay? It was a really, really big deal, and I just thought, I hate Apple. I hate what Apple have become in terms of their phones. Their laptops and Macs are pretty good, but their phones have become so bad in the sense that they're just so difficult. They're so, as in they're easy to use, but they don't offer very much. They're basic. They're very, very simple. Like, it's just really simple what you can do with it. And I mean, that's about it, right? They make it very, very basic. Whereas here, you can do everything. You've got this side swipe action. You've got buttons that you can program. So that's the camera. I've got this button here, which I programmed for Spotify. You've got just everything here. I mean, yes, it takes some time getting used to, but there's so much on offer here. Now, okay, so let's get back to what I was saying with Spotify. Sorry, with WhatsApp. The problem with switching over is you can't switch over WhatsApp, because WhatsApp on the iPhone you back it up and you back it up to iCloud. On the Samsung you back it up to Google Drive, right? So I backed up my WhatsApp. It was about 10 or 11 gig, and then I got to the Samsung, I put it in, and it was like, what Google Drive account are you backing up from? Are you covering the data from? And I was like, none, it's on iCloud. So I did about 3 days of research, and I found a program called Dr. Phone, spelled with an F, and I thought this was going to be it. This was going to be the thing that allowed me to do it, and it wasn't. 3 days of trying, I tried it about 6 times, and eventually now all the app says is that I don't have any WhatsApp data to transfer over, except I can see on WhatsApp I've got over 200,000 messages, or I think it's something like 260,000 messages, 40,000 pieces of media. It's a big thing, and I don't keep my WhatsApp media on my photos. I just keep it in WhatsApp. So it's a big thing to have to go to Samsung and start completely fresh with WhatsApp, instead of actually having all my messages, all of it being like in the same order of where I was up to. So basically, I wanted to leave off. I wanted to start where I left off. So I wanted WhatsApp to have all the messages that I was then getting, all the media that I was getting, but it's impossible to do it. And if you know a way to do it, leave a comment down below, because honestly, I've tried so many different things. I've downloaded the WhatsApp Migrator app. I've used the Dr. Phone thing. I've used many other tools. I've downloaded it from my iPhone onto the computer, put it on Google Cloud, put the Google Cloud file on the phone, try to migrate it over. It does not work. Everything else transfers over, everything except WhatsApp. And for me, that was a deal breaker, because I love WhatsApp. I use WhatsApp every single day. It's my main messaging. I use it. Everyone says like iMessage is a reason to stay on iPhone, and to be honest, it's not. I don't use iMessage ever. I don't really care about iMessage. I pretty much use WhatsApp. And if I can't transfer my WhatsApp over to my Samsung, then what is the point? Now, that is just why it's absolutely impossible to move over. And if you do have a successful move with WhatsApp and everything and photos, then let me know in the comments, because it's just ridiculous otherwise. And in terms of just the phone, well, the one thing I do like about the iPhone, the one reason why I'm not so bothered about using the iPhone over the Samsung, is because iPhone is, yes, you can't do as much. In fact, you can barely do anything with it, but it's so clean, right? When you go to Mail, it's so clean compared to when you go to Mail, where did I put it? When you go to Mail here, right? It's hard to see this. It's a mess. Everything is the same color. Like for here, you've got all the messages are darker, right? They're all darker. The names are darker, and then you've got the words underneath. But here it's all the same, and to me it's a bit of a mess, okay? That's just one of the things. And the other thing is just the whole phone. And I think this is just when I get used to it, because I haven't used a Samsung in years and years and years. But when I get used to it, obviously it will become a lot easier. But just the general usage of the phone is just not as smooth, right? It's just not as smooth. as the iPhone. I find the iPhone so unbelievably smooth, especially with the gesture control and the pressing hard for things. I find it so smooth, and yes, it's not as fast. It doesn't connect as well to the internet. It doesn't connect as well to Wi-Fi. It doesn't have as many features. You're stuck in Apple, who are absolute. It's just like, what can you say? If WhatsApp was able to move, I would move, and I'm still trying to figure it out because I haven't given up yet, but I'm so close to giving up. I will actually make a proper review of this phone, and I'll also compare it to the iPhone X, because again, this isn't the iPhone XS or the X Max, whatever Apple are coming out with now. It's just the iPhone X, and I genuinely think that the iPhone X is the best iPhone that came out, better than any of the other iPhone X's, anything like that. I think it's the best one. So I will do a proper comparison in terms of features and speed and stuff like that, and I'll also do a proper review on this. So definitely subscribe to the channel so that you can see any of the stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to just make a quick video, just warning you, if you do want to switch, it's a headache. Don't let people tell you, oh, it's easy, I did it, it's so easy. It's not easy, and I feel like you've got to be a real tech nerd to proper switch over, because I am really into my technology myself, and I found it difficult switching over. It was not easy. It's a headache, and I'm literally stopping just so that I can get back to my work and focus on my work. So I'm spending way too much time, wasting my time trying to switch over. So that's all I've got for this video. Bit of a rant. Probably not the best video to have going on my channel, seeing as it's such a new channel. But again, this is a brand new channel. Definitely subscribe for more videos. It's going to be more focused on videos and photos rather than technology and reviewing stuff like phones. But that's why I want to do a review of the camera here and the camera here, and really see which is good. Because to be honest, I wasn't so impressed with this camera. I mean, yeah, it's got the cool three, it's got the three what's-his-face things over here. But I really wasn't so impressed. And again, I'll talk all about it in the review. But until then, I'll see you in that video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and share this video so people can see that it's not that easy to switch from iPhone to Samsung. Apple really keep you locked in handcuffs. They really don't want you to leave. They just make it so flipping difficult. And if I go into Apple and ask them for help, they're not going to help me leave. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.